Imagine this. What if the greatest fortune you could ever amass wasn't hidden in some distant treasure chest or locked behind the doors of a bank vault, but nestled right there in the quiet folds of your own mind, waiting for you to unlock it with a single burning thought? Picture a world where ideas aren't just fleeting whispers, but powerful forces that bend reality to your will, turning the impossible into your everyday triumph. That's the electrifying truth we're about to dive into, a blueprint forged from the lives of legends, where thoughts don't just linger. They ignite, explode, and build empires. Are you ready to step into that world, where your mind becomes the ultimate architect of wealth and success? Let's begin the journey, not with theories or abstractions, but with the raw, pulsating energy of a thought that refuses to be ignored. A thought that starts as a spark and grows into a wildfire capable of reshaping your entire existence. It all starts with the profound realization that thoughts are things. Tangible, vibrant entities that carry the seeds of your future, ready to sprout into whatever you nurture them to become. Think about a young man named Edwin Barnes, a nobody from nowhere, who one day fixated on a wild notion. He would become the business partner of the great inventor Thomas Edison. This wasn't a casual daydream floating lazily in his mind. It was a thunderbolt that struck his soul, electrifying every nerve and demanding action. Barnes had no money, no connections, no fancy education. Just a relentless thought pounding in his head like a tribal drumbeat echoing through the valleys of determination. He scraped together what little he had, hopped on a freight train to New Jersey, and showed up at Edison's laboratory looking like a tramp who'd wandered in from the streets. With unshakable conviction, he declared his intent, his eyes blazing with a fire that wouldn't be extinguished. Edison, the wizard of invention himself, saw something in those eyes, a spark of genius wrapped in grit. Barnes started at the bottom, sweeping floors and doing menial tasks, but that thought, that unyielding idea, kept him going through the drudgery, day after day, month after month. Years passed, and when Edison finally invented the dictaphone, a revolutionary device that captured voices on wax cylinders, no one in his team wanted to touch it for sales. They thought it was a flop. But Barnes? He seized the opportunity like a hawk diving on prey. He sold millions of them, building a network of eager buyers, and in the process, he became Edison's indispensable partner, amassing a fortune that started as nothing more than a persistent thought. See how it works? A single thought, mixed with purpose and persistence, didn't just change Barnes' life. It reshaped the world around him, proving that the mind's creations can outstrip any physical invention. Now imagine that thought as yours. What if you planted one today, nurturing it with the same fervor, watching it grow roots deep into your subconscious until it bursts forth into reality? But here's the twist. Not all thoughts are created equal. The ones that transform lives are those backed by an all-consuming desire, a hunger so fierce it devours doubt and fuels action, propelling you forward like an unstoppable force of nature. Desire isn't a polite wish whispered into the wind on a starry night. It's a roaring blaze that consumes everything in its path, leaving no room for retreat or second-guessing. Picture yourself standing at the edge of a sheer cliff, staring into the abyss of your wildest dreams, the wind whipping at your face, knowing that to reach the other side, you must leap with every fiber of your being, committing fully or risking the fall. That's the kind of desire that propelled Henry Ford to revolutionize the automobile industry, turning horse-drawn carriages into relics of the past. Ford didn't just want a car for the elite. He craved an affordable machine for the masses, a vehicle that would democratize travel and change society forever. His burning obsession was for an 8-cylinder engine cast in a single block, something the experts of his time dismissed as utterly impossible, a pipe dream that defied engineering principles. But Ford's desire was definite, crystal clear. He knew exactly what he wanted, when he wanted it by, and what he'd sacrifice in return. He set a timeline, crafted a meticulous plan, and even when his top engineers balked and threw up their hands in frustration, he demanded they persist, his voice thundering through the workshops. Produce it anyway! And they did. After trial and error, innovation and iteration, the V8 engine was born from that burning obsession, powering the Model T and making Ford a titan of industry. So, how do you kindle such a fire in your own life, turning a flicker into an inferno? Start by defining your desire precisely, like a sculptor chiseling marble. Fix the exact amount of wealth you seek, say $1 million or $10 million. Determine the service or value you'll render in exchange. Perhaps innovating in renewable energy, building a tech startup that solves real-world problems, or creating art that inspires millions, and set a firm deadline like 5 years from now. No excuses allowed. Write it down in a concise, powerful statement. I will have $1 million by specific date, in return for your specific service or contribution, and I see myself already possessing it, feeling its power in my grasp. Read this aloud twice a day, once in the morning as the sun rises, infusing your day with purpose, and once at night as you drift towards sleep, letting it seep into your dreams. But don't just recite the words mechanically. Visualize it so vividly that your subconscious mind accepts it as an already accomplished truth. Feel the weight of that money in your hands, the texture of crisp bills or the glow of a bank balance on your screen, the thrill of achievement coursing through your veins like adrenaline after a victory. Smell the leather of your new car, hear the cheers of those you've helped, taste the sweetness of freedom from financial worry. This isn't wishful thinking. It's the deliberate cultivation of a desire that becomes a magnetic force, pulling opportunities toward you. But desire alone is like a match struck in a vacuum without oxygen. It flickers briefly before dying out in the cold. To make it roar into a sustained blaze, you need faith, the invisible force that turns the intangible into the inevitable, bridging the gap between what is and what could be. Faith is the alchemy that transforms your desires into gold, a deep-seated belief that what you seek is already yours, even when the world around you screams otherwise, mocking your ambitions with obstacles and setbacks. It's like walking through a dense, impenetrable fog that obscures the path ahead, trusting with every step that it leads to brilliant sunlight, guided by an inner conviction that defies logic and external evidence. Consider Mahatma Gandhi, who, armed with nothing but faith in his cause of nonviolent resistance, mobilized millions of people without a single dollar in funding or a military arsenal at his disposal. His belief in India's independence was so profound, so unshakable, that it infected the masses like a benevolent virus, spreading hope and unity until it toppled the mighty British Empire, proving that faith can move mountains or empires. Faith works its magic on your subconscious mind, broadcasting your desires to the universe like a radio signal and attracting the people, resources, and circumstances you need to make them real. But how do you cultivate this faith when doubt creeps in like shadows at dusk, whispering failures from your past? Through autosuggestion, that repetitive, affirming whisper to your inner self, reprogramming your beliefs one positive declaration at a time. Stand before a mirror each day, looking deep into your own eyes, and affirm with conviction. I am confident, capable, and destined for success. I believe in my ability to achieve your specific goal, and nothing can stand in my way. Mix these words with raw emotion. Feel the joy bubbling up, the triumph swelling in your chest, as if the success is happening right now, in this very moment. Repeat it until it sinks deep into your psyche, eradicating negative thoughts like pulling weeds from a lush garden, leaving only fertile soil for growth. Remember Charles Schwab, the steel magnate who rose from a lowly stake driver earning $1 a day to presiding over a vast empire, all because he believed in his vision so fiercely that it inspired others to join him, turning his faith into a shared reality that built fortunes. Faith isn't blind optimism. It's a deliberate choice, a mental state you build brick by brick through consistent reinforcement, until it becomes as solid as the ground beneath your feet. Yet, even with desire and faith fueling your engine, you need a direct bridge to the subconscious, a reliable way to embed these powerful forces permanently into the core of your being. That's where autosuggestion comes in as the quiet architect of your mind's fortress, shaping your inner world with precision and persistence. Autosuggestion is the art of self-influence, a subtle yet profound conversation with your deeper self that reprograms your thoughts like a master coder tweaking intricate software to run flawlessly. Imagine your mind as a fertile field stretching to the horizon. Autosuggestion plants the seeds of success deliberately, watering them with repetition and emotion until they sprout into unbreakable habits and tangible realities that manifest in your daily life. Helen Keller, who was deaf and blind from infancy, used this principle to transcend her seemingly insurmountable limitations, visualizing a world of knowledge, communication, and independence through persistent mental reinforcement, eventually becoming an author, activist, and inspiration to millions. To harness autosuggestion effectively, return to your written statement of desire, that sacred declaration of your goals. Find a quiet space where distractions fade away, close your eyes, and recite it aloud with passion, seeing yourself already rendering the service you've promised, feeling the money flowing into your life like a river after a storm. Do this nightly before sleep, when your subconscious is most receptive, open like a sponge absorbing every word, and upon waking in the morning, to set the tone for the day ahead, infusing your actions with purpose from the first breath. Over time, you'll notice subtle shifts, ideas bubbling up from nowhere, hunches that guide you toward opportunities, inspirations that solve problems you didn't even know you had. But autosuggestion thrives on specificity and vividness, so layer in rich details. Picture the luxurious house you'll buy with your wealth, its rooms filled with light and laughter. Imagine the freedom you'll enjoy, traveling the world without a care. Envision the impact you'll make, perhaps funding charities or mentoring others on their paths to success. It's not some mystical magic. It's grounded psychology in action, turning abstract desires into concrete steps that lead you forward. Consider how Napoleon Hill himself applied this, interviewing titans like Carnegie and Ford, suggesting to his own mind that he was worthy of their wisdom, until it became his reality. Yet, while autosuggestion embeds the vision, raw ideas and inspirations need refinement to become weapons in your arsenal, and that's why specialized knowledge becomes your sharpened tool, carving precise paths where none existed before, illuminating the way through complexity. Specialized knowledge isn't the dusty, irrelevant facts crammed from schoolbooks that gather cobwebs in your memory. It's the targeted, practical expertise that propels you toward your goal with laser-like focus, cutting through obstacles like a hot knife through butter. Think of Andrew Carnegie, the steel baron who openly admitted he knew little about the intricacies of steel manufacturing, metallurgy, production lines, market dynamics, but he surrounded himself with a cadre of experts who did, amassing a colossal fortune through their combined wisdom and his strategic oversight. You don't need to be a walking encyclopedia knowing everything under the sun. You need to know what truly matters for your pursuit and how to apply it dynamically, turning information into action. Identify your chosen field, say, digital marketing in the age of social media algorithms, or sustainable agriculture amid climate change, and dive deep into it. Devour relevant books that challenge your thinking, enroll in online courses from industry leaders, apprentice under mentors who've walked the path before you, absorbing their insights like a sponge. But knowledge alone is inert, a dormant volcano without eruption. You must organize it into definite plans of action, structuring it like an architect designs a skyscraper, ensuring every beam supports the whole. Form a mastermind alliance, a select group of like-minded individuals who pool their expertise, experiences, and energies in perfect harmony. Carnegie had 50 such men in his inner circle, harmonizing their efforts like a symphony orchestra where each instrument contributes to a greater melody. Meet with your group regularly, perhaps weekly over coffee or virtual calls. Brainstorm ideas without judgment. Dissect challenges from multiple angles, celebrate small wins to build momentum, and refine strategies until they're razor-sharp. Imagine a session where one member shares a breakthrough in funding, another offers marketing genius, and together you forge a plan that's unbreakable. This isn't solitary toil in a dimly lit room. It's collective power amplified, turning individual sparks into a roaring bonfire that lights the way for all. Yet, even the best organized knowledge needs a spark of creativity to truly ignite, to transform the ordinary into the extraordinary, and that's where imagination steps in as the wild inventor tinkering in your mental workshop, dreaming up innovations that defy convention. Imagination is the forge where desires are hammered into detailed plans, a boundless realm where the word impossible is merely a starting point for exploration, a challenge to be overcome rather than a barrier. There are two distinct types: synthetic imagination, which rearranges existing ideas and concepts into new combinations, like remixing familiar tunes into a hit song, and creative imagination, which births wholly new concepts from the ether, tapping into universal intelligence for breakthroughs that change paradigms. Take the story of Coca-Cola. Its formula began as a simple headache remedy concocted by a pharmacist, but through synthetic imagination, it was reimagined into a refreshing beverage that captured the world's thirst, building an empire from bubbles and syrup. For creative imagination, learn to tune into your hunches. Those sudden flashes of insight that strike during quiet moments of reflection, like a bolt of lightning illuminating the dark. Stimulate it by pondering your goals obsessively, letting your mind wander freely through possibilities, then capturing the gems that emerge before they vanish. Visualize wildly and without limits. If you desire a groundbreaking tech startup, imagine the sleek app interface users can't put down, the delight on their faces as it solves their pain points, the revenue streams flowing in like tributaries to a mighty river. But imagination demands more than daydreaming. It requires action to bring visions to life, or else ideas fade like dreams at dawn, leaving only regret. Consider Asa Candler, the entrepreneur who bought the Coca-Cola recipe for a mere $500 in the late 1800s and, through imaginative marketing campaigns that painted it as the drink of joy and refreshment, built a billion-dollar brand that endures today. Your imagination is your secret weapon, an unlimited resource. Use it to envision not just success, but the obstacles you'll overcome along the way, the pivots you'll make, the triumphs you'll savor with every sense engaged. Now, with these foundational tools, desire, faith, autosuggestion, knowledge, and imagination, in your grasp, it's time to organize them into a symphony of coordinated effort, through meticulous planning that turns chaotic energy into calculated conquest, ensuring every step aligns with your ultimate vision. Organized planning is the roadmap that guides your desire from the misty realm of dreams to the solid ground of destiny, a structured assault on mediocrity that leaves no stone unturned. Remember, no plan survives first contact with reality unchanged, so build in flexibility. Pivot when circumstances demand it, but never quit or waver from the core objective. Henry Ford's pursuit of the V8 engine required countless iterations, failed prototypes, and adjustments, but his organized approach, breaking the problem into phases, assigning teams, setting milestones, prevailed against all odds. Start by crystallizing your goal into actionable steps. List the resources you'll need, from capital to connections. Establish realistic timelines with checkpoints. Identify potential allies and how to recruit them. Assemble your mastermind group for collaborative input, debating each element until the plan shines with polish. Then, execute with decisiveness, monitoring progress like a captain navigating stormy seas. Avoid the poison of procrastination, that thief of time. Make prompt decisions based on available facts, and change them slowly if at all, only after careful reconsideration. Great leaders like Ford decided quickly and firmly, sticking to their guns against opposition, which built their reputations as visionaries. Imagine planning your own business launch. Conduct thorough market research to understand your audience's needs. Develop the product with iterative testing. Craft a marketing strategy that leverages social media and influencers, all aligned in a cohesive blueprint. But beware the 31 major causes of failure that lurk like hidden traps, such as lack of sufficient capital, poor personal habits, or uncontrolled enthusiasm without direction. Conduct an annual self-audit, honestly assessing your weaknesses and rooting them out like invasive vines choking a garden. Sell your services or ideas cleverly. Craft a compelling brief that highlights your unique value proposition. Network relentlessly at events or online, positioning yourself as the go-to expert. Persistence is the backbone of any plan. Temporary defeats are not failures but stepping stones, lessons in disguise. Thomas Edison endured over 10,000 failed attempts before perfecting the incandescent light bulb, each failure a valuable data point in his organized plan, bringing him closer to illumination. As you build and refine, harness the power of decision-making, the critical habit that separates the winners who forge ahead from the waverers who drift aimlessly in the currents of indecision. Decision-making is the sturdy rudder steering your ship through turbulent storms and calm waters alike, a firm commitment that brooks no delay or endless vacillation. Procrastinators drift like leaves on the wind, forever postponing action and missing opportunities, while decisive souls chart bold courses to victory, leaving hesitation in their wake. Abraham Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation was a bold, history-altering decision, made after weighing the moral and political options but committing fully once resolved, freeing millions and shifting the course of a nation. Cultivate this trait by gathering essential facts swiftly, analyzing them without paralysis, then acting decisively. Avoid seeking endless opinions from everyone around you, as too many voices breed confusion and indecision. Keep your own counsel on sensitive plans. Discuss them only within the trusted confines of your mastermind alliance, where feedback is constructive and aligned. Imagine facing a pivotal career pivot, like quitting a stable job to start your venture. Analyze the risks and rewards, decide with conviction, and execute without looking back, ignoring the chorus of naysayers who project their fears onto you. Decisiveness builds unshakable confidence, attracting opportunities and allies who sense your resolve. But even the sharpest decisions need enduring fuel to carry them through challenges. And that's where persistence emerges as the unyielding force, the sustained effort that turns initial no-s into resounding yes-s over time. Persistence is the unbreakable chain linking your burning desire to ultimate achievement, a dogged refusal to accept defeat no matter how many times it knocks at your door. It's the quality that kept Sonia Riccati from the brink of bankruptcy and personal loss to becoming a best-selling author and motivational speaker, persisting through grief and financial ruin with an unwavering focus on her vision of empowerment. Build persistence by anchoring it to a definite purpose, backed by that all-consuming desire, coupled with self-reliance that doesn't crumble under pressure, and accurate knowledge to inform your steps. Eliminate excuses from your vocabulary. Surround yourself with encouragers who uplift rather than drain, and form habits that reinforce your commitment. Visualize success daily, affirming aloud, "I will persist until I succeed, no matter the obstacles." Feeling the words resonate in your core. Remember, every failure carries within it the seed of an equivalent or greater success. Analyze setbacks objectively, extract the lessons like mining gold from, or adjust your approach, and press on with renewed vigor. The world often tests your mettle with trials designed to weed out the faint-hearted. Pass these tests by persisting just one more time, one more day, until breakthroughs arrive. Think of the countless inventors, entrepreneurs, and artists who've persisted through ridicule and rejection. J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter manuscript was turned down by 12 publishers before finding a home, her persistence turning a single mother's dream into a global phenomenon. Now, to amplify this persistence exponentially, harness the mastermind principle, the harmonious alliance of minds that multiplies your individual power into something far greater, like compounding interest in a bank of ideas. The mastermind is essentially a superbrain formed by the united efforts of two or more people working in perfect harmony toward a common goal, generating ideas and solutions beyond the capacity of any single mind. Andrew Carnegie attributed his staggering success in the steel industry not to his solo genius, but to his mastermind group of over 50 experts, their synergy creating what he'll called third minds, emergent intelligences that arise from collaboration. Choose your mastermind members wisely. Seek individuals with complementary skills, diverse perspectives, and a shared vision, but avoid yes-men who echo without challenge. You need constructive friction to spark innovation. Meet regularly, perhaps every week or bi-weekly, in a dedicated space, physical or virtual, where discussions flow openly. Share progress, tackle roadblocks collectively, brainstorm wild ideas, and hold each other accountable with encouragement and gentle nudges. Imagine your group in action, gathered around a table or on a video call, dissecting a business challenge. One member crunches the financial numbers with precision. Another unleashes creative marketing strategies. A third offers legal insights. And from this alchemy, breakthroughs emerge that none could have conceived alone. This isn't casual networking over drinks. It's profound alchemy, turning group energy into tangible wealth and success, as seen in modern examples like the founding teams of companies such as Google, where Larry Page and Sergey Brin's mastermind with early collaborators birthed a search engine that revolutionized information access. But energy in the pursuit of success takes many forms, including the often overlooked but immensely potent transmutation of sex energy, a primal force that, when channeled wisely, becomes a catalyst for extraordinary creation and achievement. Sex transmutation is the process of channeling life's most powerful biological drive, that intense, creative energy, away from mere physical expression and into higher outlets of productivity. elevating your thought vibrations to levels where genius flourishes. Historical high achievers like Napoleon Bonaparte harnessed this energy during his early campaigns, redirecting it from romantic distractions to strategic brilliance that conquered Europe, only to see his fortunes wane when he indulged excessively later. It's not about suppression, which breeds frustration, but conscious conversion through willpower, transforming that raw drive into enthusiasm, imagination, and relentless focus. Women, too, play a pivotal role in inspiring this energy. Their influence often sparks men's greatest ambitions, as seen in the partnerships behind many successes. Balance it with genuine love and emotional connection for true harmony, avoiding the pitfalls of overindulgence that drain vitality. Picture an artist or inventor in the throes of creation, that sex energy fueling late-night epiphanies and bursts of innovation, turning passion into masterpieces. Master this transmutation, and your mind becomes a supercharged magnet, attracting success with irresistible force. Yet, the subconscious mind serves as the ultimate gateway for all these principles, the silent partner that executes your commands faithfully, whether positive or negative, shaping your reality from the shadows. The subconscious mind is the profound connecting link between your finite human thoughts and the vast reservoir of infinite intelligence, absorbing every impulse of thought and emotion you feed it, then working tirelessly to manifest them into physical equivalents. To dominate it effectively, flood it with positive desires mixed with faith, using repetition to imprint your goals like engraving on stone. It operates around the clock, even in sleep, drawing to you whatever you dwell upon most, be it wealth and abundance or poverty and scarcity. Protect this sacred inner realm from negative influences. Use autosuggestion to suggest positives daily, visualizing your success with such intensity that it feels real. Emotions act as amplifiers. Positive ones like love, faith, and enthusiasm accelerate the manifestation of good. Negatives like fear, anger, and jealousy breed destruction. Consider how inventors receive hunches, sudden solutions to problems, from their subconscious tapping into universal wisdom after persistent focus. Feed it vivid images. See yourself closing that big deal, shaking hands with partners, celebrating with loved ones. The subconscious doesn't judge. It simply delivers based on input, so curate yours wisely. Now, extending this, view the brain itself as your personal broadcasting and receiving station, tuning into the frequencies of thought that connect you to a broader universal wisdom, amplifying your reach beyond individual limits. Your brain functions as both a transmitter and receiver of mental vibrations, operating at frequencies that attract similar thoughts and people, much like a radio dialing into stations. Stimulate it with intense desire and autosuggestion to heighten these vibrations, accessing the realm of creative imagination where ideas flow freely from infinite intelligence. Those intuitive hunches or flashes of inspiration are your brain picking up broadcasts from this source, guiding you toward opportunities. Surround yourself with high-vibration individuals who uplift and challenge. Avoid those mired in negativity, as thoughts are contagious. Imagine a high-stakes brainstorming session where ideas bounce like radio waves, building upon each other until a revolutionary concept emerges. This heightened state leads naturally to the development of the sixth sense, the pinnacle of mental faculties that crowns the philosophy, offering direct access to wisdom that transcends ordinary perception. The sixth sense is the apex of this mental evolution, a doorway through creative imagination to infinite intelligence, manifesting as unerring hunches, inspirations, and warnings that guide your life flawlessly. It develops gradually after mastering the preceding principles, becoming a reliable inner compass. Napoleon Hill himself cultivated it by holding imaginary council meetings with historical heroes like Abraham Lincoln, Napoleon, and Emerson, posing questions and receiving counsel through his heightened intuition. It's not supernatural or esoteric. It's the heightened intuition born from disciplined mind control, alerting you to dangers or opportunities before they materialize. Trust it in decisions big and small, whether investing in a venture or choosing collaborators, and watch how it steers you toward success. Finally, to fully embody this philosophy, you must conquer the 6 ghosts of fear that haunt the human psyche, sabotaging efforts before they begin. The fears of poverty, criticism, ill health, loss of love, old age, and death, each a phantom that can be banished with awareness and positive replacement. The fear of poverty is the most destructive, breeding indecision, worry, and greed. Counter it with a definite purpose and financial discipline, affirming abundance daily. Fear of criticism stifles initiative and self-expression. Ignore external opinions, focusing on your inner vision and self-reliance. Fear of ill health invites sickness through negative autosuggestion. Combat it by thinking and acting in terms of wellness, nourishing body and mind. Fear of loss of love breeds jealousy and suspicion. Build emotional security through mutual respect and independence. Fear of old age dims ambition and vitality. Reframe it as a season of wisdom and contribution, staying mentally active. Fear of death is the ultimate futility. Accept it as natural, living each day fully without dread. Audit your fears regularly, replacing them with faith, desire, and positivity. Your mind is the guardian. Fill it with light to dispel the shadows. As our epic journey through the realms of the mind winds down to its close, take a moment to reflect deeply. The path to riches, both material and spiritual, is paved not with gold bricks but with thoughts transmuted through the fires of desire, the steadfastness of faith, the endurance of persistence, and the synergy of all these principles woven together. It's not the whims of luck or the favor of fate that crowns the successful, but the deliberate mastery of your mental faculties, turning potential into power. What thought will you plant today in the garden of your mind? Let it burn brightly, a beacon guiding you through storms to shores of abundance. Ponder this as you go forth. Your mind holds the master key. Unlock it boldly, and watch as your world transforms in ways you once deemed impossible. The adventure doesn't end here. It's just beginning for you. Seize it now with every ounce of your being, and let the riches flow.